Hello, and welcome to the last edition of the Principal's Office for the 2024-2025 school year. I'm Phil Crisostomo, principal at the Assunpink Center.
And I'm Jared Warren, principal of the Sypek Center.
So I gotta say, Mr. Warren, I know you got your sunglasses on. What's with the sunglasses today?
Well, you know what? It's June. It's beautiful outside, and we are winding down the school year. So this month we had two new student orientation nights on the 3rd and the 10th. Those went over extremely well. I know our campus was packed with new students coming to meet some new friends and their instructors, get fitted for the uniforms. And then we also, on last Friday, June 6th, we had our annual Sypek picnic, which was great. You know, students were outside designing their own T-shirts, playing some games. Mr. Warren, re-injured his torn meniscus in the tug of war. But don't worry, students. We're going to get you next year. The staff will be ready to go. But no, it was just a great day for everyone. And, I know people are winding down, looking forward to the graduation ceremonies. And then that's it. It's summertime. So what's with the goggles?
Well, I'm preparing because for some strange reason, student council thought it'd be a great idea to have a dunk tank. And at the time, I approved it and didn't think anything of it until I realized, who do they want in the dunk tank? They always want to take down the principal.
Unbelievable.
So I was like, you know what? I've got to come prepared. I got the goggles and the snorkel gear. I've got my rubber ducks. I got my beach balls. You name it. I came prepared for tomorrow because if I'm going down, I'm not going down without a fight.
There you go. Well, listen, hang in there, stay strong, and if you need help, I'll be over here at this campus, but I'll be over here. So,
well, I could just give you. You could pretend to go with me. So, our summer day is. It's actually going to be my first anniversary of meeting everybody here at Assunpink because when I came for my tour, it was on summer day, so I got to see everybody outside having fun. So it'll be kind of nice to kind of like tie in. This will be like the end of my first year here. So I know this year not only they have the dunk tank, they have empanada truck and water ice and lots of activities.
Nice.
It's really going to be just like you have your picnic. We have our day to go out, relax, and blow off a little steam. So I know all the kids are excited about it, but I also know student council's done a lot of planning to make it happen. So I'm excited.
Good, great, that's awesome. And with that being said, too, I do want to throw out there. I want to thank my student council for helping out with setting up the picnic, and of course all of our custodians and our staff who volunteered and played a role in that as well. But we have some exciting things coming up here at the Sypek Center. We are underway with two of our capital projects. One is coming up pretty soon, though, but we are well underway, and we're looking forward to the progress that is being made and certainly the completion. So in a separate segment of the principal's office today, I'm going to go into a little further detail about that and share it with our community.
So our second segment is going to be about our diesel program. So we've been very fortunate in our diesel program to have not just one, but multiple donations throughout the school year. So we've had some donated equipment we've worked on previously, but it's been time to upgrade it. And we've been very fortunate to have two trucks that were donated this year. The first was from Bergey's earlier in the year, and the second just came in from PSEG. So really excited about both of those donations. Both trucks are in great condition, so we'll be able to work on those for years. The only thing I was a little bit disappointed about, but I understand liability. We weren't able to keep the bucket on the bucket truck. So so it was a bucket truck that was donated, but of course, you have to take the bucket off because, there could be some liability issues there. We understood that. But it was we had a great ceremony on Monday and get to see a little bit more about it.
That's awesome. And both of our campuses, we do both have auto programs, and that's how a lot of our students, for folks who don't know, that's how a lot of our students, that's how we get trucks and cars for our students to learn on is through donations. So if anyone out there does have a car that they're not using anymore and they are willing to donate it, please consider that. It helps out our programs, it helps out our students, that's certainly something that will help excel our programs and give students those learning experiences.
Absolutely. So, listen, Mr. Warren, it's been a great season here at the principal's office.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun being able to work and coordinate together. So I'm looking forward to what the next season is going to bring.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dr. C. And same here. And, on behalf of both of us, we just want to wish our families of the Assunpink and Sypek campuses a happy and healthy summer. Please spend some time with friends and family, relax, rejuvenate, and gear up for the 25-26 school year.
Absolutely. So we ask all of our students and staff to enjoy and have a wonderful summer. We look forward to seeing you in September. I think I counted 84 days left from today. So if you're counting already, we're going to be ready for you September 4th. So until then, what happens here, Mr. Warren?
Magic happens here.
Magic happens here. All right. Signing off for the last time, 24-25. Have a great summer.
Thanks all.
So today with us, we have PSEG and IBEW. They're here because we had a truck donation ceremony where PSEG donated a truck to our diesel program. So I want to thank our guests with us today. We had a number of guests from both the union and from PSEG, but we have three on our Principal's Office podcast. So today we have Nick Miller, we have Steve Fleischer, and we have Joe Checkley. They're all here today representing just some of the different groups that we've had be a part of this donation process. And eventually also we're going to be having hopefully being able to work more together in partnership. So first, if you could just kind of tell us a little bit of who you are and what you do. So I'll start with Nick.
All right. So my name is Nick Miller, transportation supervisor at Fleet Maintenance Center in Edison. We're pretty much the main hub of the state as far as the transportation department. Currently, about 50 employees work down there. Mix of body mechanics and auto mechanics and some other support that's there.
How long you been there?
25 years in the company, 3 years at Fleet.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I am in human resources at PSEG. I do all of the hiring for the company, and I also lead our employee experience and engagement program. I lead HR for our Long Island business.
So you're essentially the guy that we want to make sure we talk to. We want the job, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I have to mention, by the way, as far as the interview process goes, I much prefer being on this side of the table. So I'm sure you say the same, right? And then Joe?
Joe Checkley, business manager for IBEW Local 94. We're based in East Windsor, New Jersey, and we represent 4,000 members throughout the state, 3,300 of them, all lines of business at PSEG. We also have 600 line clearance tree trimmers and another 100 or so in the fossil fleet division operating power around the state.
So I want to thank all of you guys for being here today. This really all started off a few months ago, earlier in the year. At some point, we had PSEG come out to do a tour of the campus. What did you see like in the tour that made you decide that you wanted to partner with us?
I mean, I can start and then I'll turn it over. We just saw, so first of all, we recognized we really needed to strengthen our relationships with some of the technical schools in the state. We hire about 2,000 people a year. A lot of those are skilled trades roles. And we realized there was an untapped talent pool that we were missing out on. And I think what really impressed us about Mercer was just the students. Everybody seemed so dedicated and engaged in what they were doing that we knew this was a school we wanted to work with.
That's amazing. And I've only been here for a year, but I found the same thing. Just amazing to see a group of students that know what they want to do and they're just gunning for it. And they have this idea in mind, like they have this drive, this motivation. That really drove me when I first started working here as well. Since that tour, then we started off with this truck donation, and of course, there's a little bit of disappointment we didn't get to be able to keep the bucket, right? But we understand, liability reasons. It was originally a bucket truck, but of course, you had to take everything apart to make that happen. Like, what does that look like in terms of having to prepare the truck for the donation?
So our shop found out about a week ago we were gonna set the truck for donation. We thought we had more time, but we put a team together in the shop, and we had to remove the whole aerial unit off the truck and the PTO and the hydraulic pumps, all the lines and everything, and just basically get it back to a cab and chassis for the students here. And my team did flawless. We got the truck delivered Friday, and seems like everybody's excited to get to work on it and start learning some stuff.
Absolutely, because I will say I didn't want to go up on the bucket myself. So glad that we didn't have to worry about that being a possibility. But I know it was also a lot of work to get the truck ready, and we appreciate it too because this was the end of the year. But when you were here today, you did get to see our AM students. They are the students. This is their first year, so they're the ones that are going to get to work with the truck next year, and hopefully that'll help them also be better prepared when they go out to the workforce. As far as the truck itself, can you tell us a little bit more about like the truck and why it's so important? Like one of the things that we talked about today was one of the previous trucks that we were scrapping was from 1982. Like this is new technology. This is stuff that we haven't had the chance to really work with before. So can you tell us a little bit about the truck?
So that one's it's a 2017 Freightliner, Cummins engine, Allison transmission. It's pretty much the go-to cab and chassis for all utility companies across the country. The students, if they learn the basics on this truck and they graduate, they could go pretty much work on that truck anywhere in the country. Any municipality, for the most part, will have one or two in the fleet. And like I said, the utility companies, that's pretty much their go-to truck to put all their aerial units or utility bodies or, the digger units for setting the poles and stuff. It's pretty much the go-to.
And about how many vehicles does PSEG have to maintain?
We're just under 8,000 pieces of equipment now.
That's a lot of vehicles, which also means a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it's a lot of jobs. There's I think we're just under 200 mechanics now, 23 shops across the state. Hopefully I got the numbers right, but we're pretty close to them. So, there's a lot of opportunity, and we could use some more help,
So in terms of like getting our students ready for the work field, like what does that look like? Love to kind of hear some perspective in terms of not only getting getting to work with new technology, because we also did have another vehicle which you guys had I think you got to see. Did you get the chance to see it on the last tour, or was that new? Yeah. So we were fortunate that we have another vehicle donation as well. So it gives us now some variety of newer vehicles to work with. But tell us about like what it's like to like prepare students getting out for the workforce, as well as getting them to join the union, and what does that look like, that transition into the workforce?
So as far as at PSEG, Local 94 is a utility union. So we've organized PSEG as the utility. So the workforce gets hired by PS and then is organized and contractually under us or one of 4 other locals throughout the state. There's also construction unions. A lot of people here are called A-locals. The construction unions will hire you directly into the halls, and you can apprenticeship through them. The apprenticeship for PSEG, though, is with the utility. So one of the biggest things I would say for the students would be brush up on your resumes, get your resumes together, and then learn what the interview process is. It's one of the things I wish I would have known earlier on when I was coming into the workforce, how valuable you can be. You could be a very good worker and very good student and end up failing in the interview process and get washed out and then have to reapply and try to get back in.
And that's why I mentioned earlier, and I joked about it, but it is true. Like you really do have to be ready for an interview. Yep. Whereas, like if you're just not ready for it and you fumble with your words, you don't know what to say. Even when you have all that knowledge, it can fall apart, and then you don't get that job.
Like being put on the spot for a podcast.
But you guys are doing amazing so far. But speaking of which, you mentioned a little bit about the fact that you're not just hiring mechanics, but PSEG is also looking for all sorts of people in different trades. So what else? What other types of trades are you looking for?
Sure. So we have a pretty diverse need for our hiring. So we look for everything from line workers to automotive mechanics, HVAC workers, street people in our gas department. So there's really a lot of opportunity. We have, a good selection for folks who are looking for jobs. And I will say on the interview piece, it's really important for students because they don't have an established resume that they can rely on. So their best opportunity to get a job is how they present at the interview. So that's important to spend the time.
Absolutely. And I know we stress here because we have multiple industry value credentials that we try to make sure that students have the opportunity to take and to earn. So that's one thing that they can add to their resume, but also unless they're already out to work, it's hard, building that resume up so that you can look marketable to the hiring team. But if there's anything you could say in terms of to our students about the donation today, about the truck that we have, anything you would want to share particularly with our students that you think would be beneficial for them to know?
Well, it was Joe's idea, so we got to give him credit.
Well, the one thing I would say, especially from the student level, don't ever be afraid to ask a question, even the simple one, because that's really what led to today. It was a simple question that when we did the tour, what would it take for us to donate a truck? I mean, I know what fleet, how many trucks we purchase, how many trucks we scrap, and how many trucks we auction off. And it was, to me, a simple ask. And I'm sure it was only 1 or 2 emails that Steve had to do to get it done.
Just one.
But no, I would say just, don't be afraid to ask the simple questions, because when you don't ask, you don't get any results. And today we got to see some real results.
And what's the worst that can happen, right?
Right.
You get no.
Right.
And of course, we didn't want to see a no, but
Right.
And we definitely wanted to make it happen. But you're right, absolutely. You certainly want to ask the questions because you never know when you're going to get that opportunity again either.
Right.
Anything else you'd like to share to our students because also too, like our year one students that you met, they're only a year away from the workforce unless they're going into post-secondary school, the technical training or anything of that nature. But they're really only a year out. Anything else that you'd like to share with our students as they think about that last year before they go out to work?
Apply at PSEG.
So
I think like a big thing, I know this is the diesel class here, but mechanical ability, just basic mechanical ability, plays a big role in most of the positions on the union side. Having a good energy, and driven to do stuff, and then, have a good safety attitude too, because we're really driven by safety. We want everybody to, work, show up to work and go home better if they can. So, when you're interviewing and all that, most of the questions there's some mechanical questions, but a lot is based on their attitudes and their drive to do the jobs.
And so would you say that some of it is also not just what they know, but their ability to learn?
Yeah, absolutely.
The one last thing I would add is, from the utility world, and you hear me kind of gloss over the fact we have, 3,300 members at PSEG. Of those 3,300, it's all lines of business. It's everything from, we have nuclear reactor operators down in Salem County running 3 nuclear power plants. We have mechanics, maintenance. We have welders, machinists. Clerical staff. We have, diesel mechanics, auto body mechanics, gas workers, all the way to, we have building mechanics for every one of our buildings throughout the state. And, we also have custodians for every one of those buildings. So don't think that you hear the term utility, it's going to be a lineman, linewoman. It's going to be any one of those titles you could get into as a step in the door, and then to wherever, your heart desires and your dreams take you.
All right, and I appreciate that. And it's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to as we develop this partnership with PSEG. Is it's not just about the truck. It's not just about coming out here and celebrating making this happen today, or even the fact that this truck will help our students be better prepared to go in the workforce. But it's also about all of the other parts that are necessary to prepare our students to go out to work. The partnerships, the interviews, learning more about the new technology that's available, understanding what role the union has and why that is important. There's so many different pieces that I think is going to be really important to really making this partnership work. So I'm really looking forward to being able to work with you guys on that. On behalf of Mercer County Technical Schools, thank you again so much for being here today. We really appreciate your time and your energy to making all of this happen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, again, this is Jared Warren, building principal here at the Sypek Center, joining you to go into detail and discuss our exciting capital projects that are underway and also upcoming here at the Sypek campus. First, I'll start to discuss our environmental sustainability shop. This is a shop that we broke ground several months ago on. We are looking forward to welcoming our first class in the fall, and we're really excited about this. We currently have a smaller hydroponics classroom that Mr. Disbro, our new teacher, is working out of right now, but he should be set to move into his new hydroponic lab by the start of next school year. There will be areas, grow rooms. There will be a formal classroom area as well. It's going to be brand new, state of the art, and we're really excited about this. And just the other night, we welcomed the inaugural class for environmental sustainability to the Sypek campus at our orientation. Our next capital project that we have underway is our culinary arts lab, which we will also consider our restaurant. It is going to be a bistro-style restaurant / culinary lab. Our students are going to be able to get in there and, visualize what it looks like to cook and manage and run a small restaurant. We're extremely excited about this. Ground broke a couple weeks ago, starting with the demolition, and then of course we will continue throughout the summer with the building and the creating of this new culinary lab space. It's going to have a bistro style seating with high topped chairs at a front bar area, food bar area. It's going to have a main dining room, a dining room off to the left, and it's really going to give our guests a feel for the restaurant-like atmosphere when they come in. And it's also, most importantly, going to give our students that firsthand experience of, like I said before, managing a restaurant, cooking, and doing all the components that make up this part of the hospitality industry. So that is upcoming. And hopefully we are looking for a start and opening of it in October of this upcoming school year. But if things change or things progress, we will certainly let all know. But good things are on the horizon for our Culinary Academy. Another capital project that we have in our with our STEM Academy is we are doing a complete overhaul renovation of our current fabrication lab. So this fabrication lab currently has just one general open space, no really designated areas for certain areas of STEM, such as AI, robotics, engineering, that are really specialty areas. So this new space that is coming up is going to be state of the art, and it's going to offer 2 classrooms with an open makerspace area in the middle of the new lab, which students will be able to do labs, research, meet, talk, do assignments. It's supposed to be a collaborative space, and we're really looking forward to having that here. We also have a separate robotics area for our students. We have planning spaces and collaboration spaces for students, and also we're equipped with storage, which is very important, and teacher workspaces as well. So that's another capital project that we have coming down the pike. We are prepping for that right now, and we're hoping for a start on that project pretty soon. So, like I said, we have a lot of projects going on here at the Sypek campus. We're very forward-thinking, and we're moving forward in the right direction with, upgrading our spaces for our students to make sure that they get the best learning environment that is possible when they're here. So we couldn't have done this without support from our Board of Education, Mr. Carey and Dr. Powell, our Central Office Administration, of course, our Buildings and Grounds Manager, Mr. Joey Cruz. Everyone is working collaboratively and together to really make sure this happens, and we're doing it the right way. And I couldn't be more happy about being the principal here to carry us into this new part of Mercer County Technical Schools. Another project I am going to throw in there as well was completed recently by one of our current shared time programs, our Horticulture and Turf Care Management. They put together a paver-style patio in the back of our Building A, and this is going to be a general space for multi-purpose use. It could be a classroom space, it could be a meeting space, or it could be a workspace for teachers and or students as well. So it's a project-based learning experience for our students that is complete, but is going to be spruced up a little bit for the start of the 25-26 school year. And we'll be sure to promote this and, have a nice grand opening of it as well. So lots going on here. Stay tuned for more updates, but, couldn't be more excited. Thank you.